Every now and then you wake up in the morning, you get a chance to chop it up with John Lee Dumas. How you doing, John?
It's that morning. I'm here in Puerto Rico. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. Life is good.
What time is it over there right now? 3 hours ahead, right?
Yeah, we're AST, Atlantic Standard Time. So it's 12:18 p.m., which
Oh,
is
it's
one
4 hours.
hour ahead of EST because when the time change happens, we don't do anything. So we just kind of stay the same
Yeah, because you guys get sun all the time.
all the time, baby.
Did you guys get hit by that hurricane that recently?
Melissa missed us. Luckily, I went to Jamaica and Cuba pretty hard. I was here in 2017 for the last major hurricane. It was called Hurricane Maria. I had been on the island for about a year and a half at that point. It was a category 5. It literally had landfall 10 miles south of me in Palmas del Mar, Puerto Rico. It was devastation. I was off the island because, with hurricanes, the good thing, Chris, is they're coming for 7 days. So it's like a slow moving disaster. You can get out of the way. Unfortunately, your house cannot get out of the way. So we had some issues there. But, we recovered. Puerto Rico's back. Life is good. And we're just waiting for the next hurricane.
How's the electrical grid down there?
I'd say poor to piss poor would be my
Ah,
kind of
piss
words
poor.
on the range, there. I'd say we average one short power outage a week and probably one longer per month. But when you live down here, Chris, you kind of learn like, listen, let's just be self-sufficient. So I have 41 solar panels, 3 Tesla power walls, a full house
Okay,
backup
it's funny you mentioned
generator.
that because Elon offered to redo their entire power grid for, I want to say like for $500 million.
Yeah.
And and the politicians down there were like, no, no, thanks. I'm like,
Listen, Puerto Rico politicians are the same as every politician that walks on this earth. Horrific, corrupt individuals that can't put their asses on
basically
their
money
elbows.
launderers in
Yeah.
suits.
And by the way, incompetent at everything they do. So I mean, they couldn't, see an idea if it hit them in the face with a 2x4. So
Well, that's why I tell people, listen, don't buy Bitcoin because you think it's going to the moon. Buy Bitcoin because you believe in your heart that our country has incompetent politicians that are corrupt and greedy and retarded when it comes to economic models.
I believe all of that and that they're never going to stop printing money. And when you
Ever.
never stop printing
Did you
money,
see Jerome Powell this morning?
yeah.
Now that we've lowered interest rates, we need to print another trillion and a half dollars.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
when
good
did
for
the, when did
Bitcoin.
the
It's good.
word when did the word troll? Yeah, not this weekend, but yeah.
When did the word trillion come into play? Oh, when they're now thinking about giving Elon Musk a $2 trillion pay package, which, by the way, as a major shareholder, I am very in favor for. Already voted for it, and I hope it happens.
Well, I mean, people make a big deal out of that. He actually doesn't get anything if he doesn't achieve some insane
Nothing. He
milestones.
has to
Yeah.
10x the company. Do you realize how big the company already? He has to 10x it to get anything. People are so clueless about how much value a human being like Elon Musk,
Well,
Jeff
here's the thing that I
Bezos.
don't think people realize this. Tesla has a big facility here in Vegas, or not in Vegas, in Nevada. It's a giga plant. And my buddy works up there. And they're making about 100,000 Optimus robots every quarter up there. These robots are going to be in every home. These robots are going to be in the military. These robots are going to do jobs that human beings. Give me one example. They got robots that they're giving to, well, not giving, but that they're building just for fire departments, where it can walk right into a burning building and grab a small child or a human being and pull it out. No human being could do that. I mean, you could wear all your fire suit and stuff, but these robots can instantly walk into a flame and come out with, humans or dogs or whatever.
That's the world I want to live in. I mean, I remember honestly, it was actually 15 years ago. I'm living in San Diego and Uber just like became like Uber. And I was like,
Shout out
I,
to the shittiest company on the planet.
yeah, I don't want to live in a world that I can't tap a button on my phone and a driver comes and picks me up and drops me off somewhere for a reasonable dollar amount. Like, I don't want to live in a world that doesn't have that. And like, I love what is happening in this world as we're going. There's going to be a lot of unintended consequences that are going to be disastrous. But you know what? I'm here for it. I've got my popcorn ready. Let's go.
Well, I will say I've been involved in AI for a while now, and I have a book coming out in 2 weeks called AI or Die. And I've come to the reality that while AI is the greatest technology mankind's ever created, it is the greatest threat to humanity ever created.
Elon believes that too, by the way.
And a lot of people, I had a chance to,
Well, a lot of people. Who are a lot of people? I don't care about a lot of people. I care about
well,
smart people, intelligent people that are actually knowledgeable about what they're talking about.
so do you know Ray Kurzweil? He's the godfather of AI.
Yes.
So I had a chance to listen to him talk at a gala that was hosted with Steve Aoki to raise money and awareness for brain research. And he opened up all kinds of things that I hadn't even thought about. For example, let me give you an example. Right now, today, AI is able to do this is going to blow your mind, 1 trillion computations a second. And that he showed the chart, that's only going up even more. Eventually, it'll get to the point where it can do so much from a computational standpoint that it'll be self-aware.
Unbelievable.
And he said, listen, every science fiction movie eventually has a little bit of science as part of its movie. He goes, Terminator, iRobot, all these things, they could be the future that we're looking at. And it is scary when you think about that because the people that are behind some of these AI projects, shout out to Sam Altman, who is probably one of the scummiest human beings in the Silicon Valley. You look at what their real goal is. Their goal is not to help humanity. Their goal is to hoard money because you're going to have a situation where AI consumes so many jobs from so many people that the people that are going to suffer are the poor and the middle class, and even a lot of upper class people. For example, I haven't used an attorney in a year and a half. If I need something done for one of my real estate projects, I'll have AI knock out a real estate lease or an adjustment.
That's the example I always give, by the way, is I use AI for all of my what I used to spend thousands of dollars for legal
Yeah,
advice, like, contract. Look, I mean, nothing. My lawyer must think I'm dead. I mean, I haven't reached out to him in like a year and a half.
I'm not kidding you. And it's funny because I'm friends with my lawyer. And I asked him about 8 months ago, I said, buddy, aren't you preparing for a world where you're no longer necessary? He goes, oh, I'm always going to be needed. AI can't replace me. And it's funny
Famous
because
last words.
I remember that like it was yesterday. And I think to myself, no, buddy, it has replaced you. I've literally not used you
Past
for
tense.
anything.
It's
Yeah.
past tense.
And it's really already done that if it's doing that to lawyers, I mean, there's not a job that AI could not do better than a human being. There's literally not a job.
I can't think of one.
Yeah, and they're trying to pitch, oh well, there's going to be a lot of jobs for electricians and people like this, and I'm like, no, I see AI here in Nevada. There's a company that has one human being and a bunch of AI robots, and they basically put on roofs, and it's like a big contraption, and it just literally puts on a roof. They can do an entire roof in a day that used to take weeks. I mean, it's the most insane shit you'll ever see in your life. And that's literally eliminating roofing jobs. And they're like, oh, well, there's going to be a lot of jobs for electricians. No, there's not. They're going to have an AI robot that's better at doing electrical work than a human being could ever do. Like I said, that's my perception. Is that a pull-up bar?
Oh yeah, got to do the pull-ups, baby. I can do a one-arm pull-up right now.
You can do one arm pull-ups?
I can.
I'll
It's
be
a little
honest with
tough
you.
on the wrist, but I can do it.
I'll be honest with you. That's pretty impressive.
Thanks. It took a while. I mean, I saw Rocky do it, I think on Rocky 4, and I was like, I need to do that someday.
I'll be honest with you. I saw a lot of things on Rocky that I tried. I never followed up. The whole 6 eggs in the blender thing. I'll be honest with you. I like my eggs cooked, maybe a little bit of cheese, some vegetables, like a nice omelet, but the whole like eating raw eggs in a blender, no, no, thank you.
Well, listen, you gave a shout out to your AI book. What about your sugar book?
Well, I mean, that's a personal thing for me because 8 years ago, I went to get a colonoscopy, which, by the way, if you're anywhere near like 45
I've
years
already
old,
done it. Yeah.
yeah,
And I'm 45.
yeah, exactly. And then get one every 3 years because people don't understand when they do a colonoscopy, they can see things in your body that you might think that you're healthy as hell, but in reality, inside, you've got an entire sewage system down there. It's like grotesque in there. I
Yeah.
mean, they found a quarter. They found a quarter stuck to my kidney. I get a quarter, like a real
And
quarter.
that's like leaching heavy metal toxins into your body every
I mean,
day.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know when I ate the quarter. Might have been when I was a kid or something, but I thought to myself, how the fuck long has that quarter been in my fucking body?
It
I
had to be when you were a kid. How
had
does
to
an
be.
adult eat a quarter?
Well, I thought to myself, I'm like, I know I didn't do it during my like adult years. I'm pretty sure I didn't do it during my teenage years. It had to be during my retarded childhood years.
Yeah, that's like one of those things where, they have like the silver and mercury implants in people's teeth and they just like sit there leaching heavy metals into your body and then
Yeah.
they finally like remove them, like they get a homeopathic dentist to do it, and the person like completely changes, like just like that. Like, I mean, it's like incredible. That's why I recommended to you that book, during our pre-interview chat, Never Be Sick Again by Francis Raymond. I mean, it's
Shout out to the guy that's got the copy of it on Audible.
Allah. It's such an amazing book that I think can change people's lives in like 45 minutes. It's a short read.
Well, the funny thing is, one of the things that I learned after I realized my pancreas was failing, which, by the way, shout out to my Dr. Patel, who has the worst bedside manner of any doctor. I
I've
literally,
never met a Patel with good bedside manner. I think it goes with the name. I spent 4 months in India. Every Patel I met, not good bedside manners.
this guy was horrible. So, they put me under, and I was telling a joke to the nurses before I went under, and I guess I didn't hit the punchline before I went. And so when I came up and out of it, I was in like a mobile cart, and I had like a sheet over me, and the Dr. Patel's looking at me, he goes, "Hello, Chris, are you awake?"
Are
I'm
you
groggy,
alive?
and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Chris, I must tell you, in my 24 years, that is the worst colonoscopy I've ever done in my entire life.
Wow.
If you do not make major changes, you have a life expectancy of about 6 years." Now, granted, every year I have a birthday, and the last couple of birthdays I've had, I call them bonus birthdays, and I make sure I call Dr. Patel and say, "Hey, I'm still here. I'll talk to you next year."
And you should probably thank him for that because sometimes people need that slap in the
Well,
face, that
it's
cold
it's
water.
actually really good what he did, because that day I was 343 pounds,
Yeah, that's
and
fat.
I made dramatic changes to my life and got down to 204,
Yeah.
and I realized that. First of all, I was eating solid food after 6 o'clock. Right now, I fast for about 12 to 14 hours a day, and letting your body rest. I learned so much
What's the
about,
longest fast you've ever done?
it's kind of funny. A friend of mine, Dana White, brags about doing fast. Like he just loves them. And I've done like a fast for 3 days, but that was only because I was playing poker and I just didn't have time to eat. I literally played poker for 48 hours
Were you
straight.
drinking anything during that time?
Oh, I was drinking water. I'm sober 16 years, so I
Okay,
stopped
so
drinking
you were only
alcohol.
drinking water during those three
I was
days.
drinking water, and yeah, it was crazy too
You
because
weren't doing any like Catalina Crunch while you were playing.
I'll be
Come on.
honest with you. Shout out to they're not a sponsor of anything I do, but this shit is fucking amazing. Like it's protein, low sugar, good fiber. Yeah, if you get a chance, I'm pretty sure down in like Puerto Rico, this bag would cost you like $72, but it's worth every penny.
I don't eat anything that's preservatives, but
Huh?
I'm sure you enjoy it. I said I don't eat anything that has preservatives, but I'm sure you enjoy it.
I'm pretty sure. Now, I don't know if it has preservatives. I mean,
Everything in a package like that has to have preservatives just because they have to be preserved, which is fine. There's a lot worse things to eat in the world, but not on my list.
so talk a little bit about your two shows. You got Eat
Entrepreneurs on Fire.
And then you've got, yeah, exactly. And then you've got MSTR.
Yeah. So basically 12 years ago, 13 years ago now, sorry, in 2012, I realized that I thought there was something missing in this world, which was a daily podcast, literally 7 days a week, that was going to interview the world's most successful entrepreneurs, most inspiring entrepreneurs, business owners. And so I launched Entrepreneurs on Fire. That was 13 years ago. That was 4,861 episodes ago. I haven't missed a
Holy
day
shit.
since. It's been a great journey. I love it dearly, getting to talk to amazing humans around the world. But then about a year ago, I've been a Bitcoiner since 2018. But it was really in 2023, 2024, more into 2024, where I really started falling in love with what Michael Saylor was doing with his company, MicroStrategy. I wish I had fallen in love with it earlier because it has a 3,300% return in the past 5 years, which I have not been a part of most of that. But I did find out about it, and I just did a deep dive into the company. I said, "Hey, if I love Bitcoin, which I do, if I believe Bitcoin is the best store of value in the world, which I do, if I believe Bitcoin is going to $10 million dollars per coin and above, which I do, then I want to kind of find out what does it mean when you have the biggest store of Bitcoin in the world, which is 640,000 Bitcoin, which is Michael Saylor and Strategy, and what you can do with something like that as a company, and how they're now tackling the $300 trillion broken credit markets. We were talking a little bit at pre-interview about how in their with their preferred stock options, they now have a 10.5% tax deferred for 10 years. There's no taxes on these dividends for 10 years. STRC stretch. And it just to me, they're going to siphon trillions and trillions of dollars out of the broken fiat market. They're going to siphon it into Bitcoin, and they're going to win at the highest level, and they're going to become the most valuable company in the world. Yes, I love Nvidia. Yes, I love Tesla. Yes, I think Palantir is great. They'll be number 2, 3, and 4. They'll be fine. They'll crush it.
I'll be
But
honest with you, I think Palantir is kind of creepy.
well, I don't know much about them. I kind of stay in my lane, but I do know that MSTR is an absolute beast, and people have not woken up to that. And it'll be too late when most people do, and that's fine because you want to be early. You want people to think the company, like to you, you said, I forget the exact word you used, but like something like the it's kind of creepy to you, or you use like some kind of terminology about that, like whatever the word was. That's great. I love hearing that because you're a smart guy. You get Bitcoin, but you haven't taken the time to learn about MSTR, and that's okay because you only have so much time, brother. You're writing a
Well,
book on AI, you're writing a book on sugar, you're doing all these other things. You can't do all the things in the world, but guess what? One of my focuses is MSTR. So a year ago, I launched MSTR Today. It's a 7-day a week show where I just talk about the last 24 hours of the company. And guess what? I'm early, and that's okay, and I love it.
when you say you're early, what do you mean?
I mean, listen, we're all early. Anybody that's thinking Bitcoin, that's talking crypto, we're all wicked early.
Well,
But I
it's
mean,
funny. I
go
saw
ahead.
an interview last night with Peter Thiel, and Peter was an early Bitcoin
Hmm.
investor back in the day when it was, I want to say, like $200 a Bitcoin, and great investor. I mean, gotta give Peter his props. But he went on and on and on about how he thinks Bitcoin's been corrupted, and he thinks that Bitcoin is pretty much over with its run. Now, it surprised me because I know Peter's been a big fan of Bitcoin for a long time. I want to say 10 years maybe. And when I heard him say that, and it was a long talk, it wasn't a short talk, I was like, wow, that's an interesting perspective from someone I respect.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that actually. I'll try to seek that out. But basically, I'm not. I probably would not be disagreeing with everything that he would be saying because for me, like the reality of Bitcoin going up, 1,000,000%, those days are gone. Like, you're not going to be able to buy a Bitcoin at 200 and have it go to 100,000. Like those days are gone. There's only so many trillions of dollars you know, a store of value can become. I mean, if gold 10x, I mean, sorry, if Bitcoin 10x is, it'll be a gold market cap, which will be an amazing accomplishment. But that's only a 10x. That's not a lot. A 10x is not a ton. You and I have had a 10x overnight before on some of our investments because that's just how things happen sometimes. So to think of Bitcoin going to like 1.5 million, that's like an 11 or a 12x from here. Like, is that really that crazy? Like, of course not. It's not crazy at all. But that's to me like a little bit about what people like Peter Thiel are talking about is like it has now become like something that's being manipulated by the masses, by the institutions, by traditional finance. How many people are doing derivatives and puts and shorts and putting pressure up and down and liquidating the longs, then liquidating the shorts and playing all those games that Binance is doing. I mean, it's just a different world now. Big
Shout out to my
money is
buddy
here.
CZ.
Yeah, CZ. I mean, he's doing his games. I mean, big money's here and it's here to stay. And does that mean that like Bitcoin's not the best store of value in the world? Absolutely not. I think it's the number one store of value in the world. I'm a Michael Saylor disciple. Like, if you haven't read the book, The Treasury of Michael Saylor, like that's to me your next read if you want to learn more about what Michael Saylor is doing with
I
his
got to give
company.
him credit. Like, he
It's
was
unbelievable.
passionate every single day. He never wavered once.
Never.
Even
He
when his
saw it, he got it. Boom, he's off to the races.
yeah, he I
To be
mean,
fair, can he waver though? I mean, he's kind of that, that could be like the bear's perspective, like the skeptic's perspective could be, well, he can't waver because the second he wavers, it is over. So it's like,
oh
of course he's
yeah.
not going to waver.
Trust me. He's well, not only can he not waver, he just can't waver because he's just all in. Like I play poker and I've seen people go all in and
Yeah.
commit to a hand. He's committed to a hand unlike any poker hand in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
He is literally all in.
Yeah. But guess what? Like by choice. Like he's all in because he wants to be all in. This guy is not married. He has no kids. He has no, I mean, he's just like, I want to build the biggest, best company in the world that is based on Bitcoin, that is going to siphon the, trillions of dollars from the credit market. And that's what I
And
want to
look,
do.
he's rubbed off on Jack Mathers and Anthony Pompilardo and a couple of other people that are
Oh, I
now.
love Pomp. Pomp's my man.
Pomp's a good guy. I like Pomp. I interviewed Pomp. Him and I spoke at an event in Hong Kong in 2017 when he was just getting
Wow. You
started.
have been around, brother.
You don't lose all this hair for nothing, man. And we were hanging out. It was at a Binance event inside the Marina Sands Hotel in Singapore, not Hong Kong, Singapore. And beautiful. I love Singapore. By the way, I've been to Singapore 3 times. One of the most
I've never
beautiful
been. I
countries.
gotta go.
It is one of the most architecturally beautiful countries you will ever see in your life. And by the way, if you
Never been.
go, stay at the Marina Sands Hotel. It is amazing. And it's got 3 towers. And at the top of the hotel, it's got an infinity pool. And if you go to
Ooh.
the edge of the infinity pool, you're about 54, maybe 58 stories high. The view is breathtaking, literally breathtaking.
Yeah.
And they have a breakfast buffet. Do not eat the buffet before you do that because you'll want to. But yeah, the view is breathtaking, and you literally see the bay. Like there's a big ship bay right there in Singapore, and I'm not kidding you. It's the architectural. Singapore literally before you build something in Singapore, they ask you for the layouts and the blueprints and all the looks, and they want to see how it fits in with the overall look of the city. And the city literally has built itself on that premise for decades, and it's built a beautiful city, like architecturally the most beautiful city you'll ever see.
Love it. What do you think about like the culture and the food? How's all
Culture's
that?
great. The food, I mean, I'm a big fan of like Asian food, Thai food. I mean, I like all that stuff anyhow. So that I'm probably a bad person to ask that question
Mm.
for. The interesting thing that I found is I had some gum on me, some bubble gum. And when people heard I had bubble gum on me, it was almost like I was a crack dealer. They don't allow chewing, they don't sell chewing gum in their
Right.
country. You can bring it
Wasn't it
in.
that big thing that like that American like threw gum on the sidewalk and got caned or something? That was like decades ago, but I thought that was like the big
Maybe.
thing.
I mean, don't throw the, I wouldn't do that. But the reason why is they outlawed bubble gum because people were putting it under tables, under
Mm,
chairs, everywhere, and they thought it was disgusting.
it is
And
disgusting.
so when I gave somebody some bubble gum once, it was cinnamon bubble gum. They were like, "Oh my God, thank you!" And they were like almost like they were treasuring that tiny little piece of bubble gum. And I'm like, "Buddy,
That's a piece of bubble gum.
I could ship you a box from Sam's Club if you want." Yeah, that's the one thing I found. But the people there were amazing. They have a great fabric district. I don't know, people don't know this. People go to Singapore to get custom suits and shirts made, and I brought back a couple of custom shirts. You could pick the material and everything. They make the shirt right then and there, and it's the best shirt I own.
Wow.
No,
I
it's
love
it's
that.
crazy nice. Like yeah, it's like I said, if you get a chance, Singapore is a place to go see. Like it's beautiful. The food is amazing too, by the way. They have this open area where they have these street vendors that make food, and 2 of them have Michelin stars. It's literally that
I
kind of
have heard
quality of
about
food.
that. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Listen, we got to chop it up more sometime. I knew we had a great conversation
Yeah.
going, why I wanted to record this, but I think what you're doing is excellent. Your mind is right. You're in a good place. You're in Puerto Rico. I mean, it's not that bad.
I mean, listen, you get to keep the money you make here, all the capital gains. If we ever have our next Bitcoin run and actually have some capital gains, everything's tax free down here for
Yeah, but
that.
here's
And
the thing. Everyone brags about that, but if you really understand Bitcoin, you're not selling it. It's literally you can if you need cash, you can borrow against it so easily these days.
and
You
it's going to become so much better to borrow against your Bitcoin too, where you're not going to be getting charged like high interest rates. You're going to literally be able to borrow against Bitcoin for incredible, like we're talking like, 2-3%. I mean, it's going to be exciting
right now
times
you can
ahead.
borrow it for like 7%, which is reasonable.
That's
That's
reasonable.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable. I mean, because you look at the history of Bitcoin, I always tell people if you borrow at 7% against something that appreciates on an average of about 30%, you're an idiot if you don't do it.
Do you realize that that's exactly what Michael Saylor has been saying now for multiple years? That is literally his entire thing. That's why he's paying 10.5% interest on his preferred stocks because he's like, of course I can pay 10.5% because this is going to be making 20, he's projecting Bitcoin to be having a CAGR of 29% for the next 21 years. I mean, it's an absolute arbitrage no-brainer.
Yeah, he's from a Wall Street perspective, he's a walking genius.
I think he's the financial engineering genius of our lifetime. I could be wrong. I
No,
doubt it,
I think that's a
but I
great
think I
perspective.
believe I believe that. But listen, read The Treasury of Michael Saylor or listen to the audiobook because I know you like Audible. Never Be Sick Again. Please let me know when your book on sugar comes out because I will read that because I'm a big believer in that. And I'm curious, after you read the book Never Be Sick Again, send me a message. Let me know if you have any takeaways because I'd be curious to know what your takeaways from that would be.
I will. I think one of the things that I've learned in the last 8 years is three things. One, kids in high school, especially high school, but I would say even before then, are not being given education on themselves, on nutrition, about how to take care of their bodies. We literally have very little education when it comes to nutrition, and it should be given to kids at a very early age. We just went through a holiday called Halloween, and it's the worst fucking holiday you can ever
It
do
is terrible.
because literally kids go door to door and they get sugar and they intoxify their body with sugar. And that sugar is a slow killer. It kills slowly,
Yep.
kills your pancreas, kills the internal organs, fucks up your insulin levels, does so many things, fucks up your brain. It's literally the worst thing for you. It's almost like giving kids cocaine.
But
You might as
listen,
well actually give them
there's
cocaine.
hope for people to educate themselves because every 7 years your body is completely refreshed, new organs, new X, new Y, new Z, and if you spent those 7 years correctly, you can be an unbelievably like. Look, I'm 45 years old. I have classmates that literally look 20 years older than me, but like I just continue to do the right things every morning, every day, every evening. Sleep is a priority. People make fun of me for going to bed at 9 p.m. I could care
You
less.
drink coffee?
I drink mushroom coffee. It's called Four Sigmatic, so it's a low caffeine dose, but it's like a lion's mane mushroom.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just like coffee. I like regular coffee. I get people are like, oh, caffeine is bad for you. Not, you know what? Moderation. Everything in moderation. You know,
Even moderation. So every now and then I go out and I drink my face off because guess what? You only live once.
what do you mean you drink like alcohol or coffee?
Alcohol. I
Oh,
binge.
okay. I had you at fucking Starbucks pounding coffee all day. I'm like, "What? That can't be good." I'm
No,
like,
that
I'm
cannot be good.
drinking my face off today. It's my cheat day.
I'm just talking that like, 1 or 2 times a year that you're like at your college reunion and like you're like, okay, let's get after it. I know you're 16 years sober, so this doesn't apply. But for me, like, because unlike by the way, most of my family are alcoholics and they cannot do this. But
Well, I
I've
get
for whatever reason was able to escape that. I have other issues, not that.
yeah.
And I can just booze my face off, and then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, now back on the wagon for the next 12 and a half months.
Well, the funny thing is, I learned to get sober because a judge gave me an offer I couldn't refuse, sobriety or jail. And I learned a long time ago. I didn't like myself after drinking. It took my body days just to get back to normal. I was slower, I was sluggish, I was groggy. I didn't like myself. I didn't
You
like
weren't you weren't chopping it up with cool people. Let's be
no,
honest.
I was chopping it up with uncool people. But hey, there were some interesting stories behind those sessions.
Mm. Live and learn.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to the guy that drank all the bar slop. You know what bar slop is?
No.
So you ever go to a bar and you ever see those rubber things that catch all the everything, like
Oh, I don't know if I want to hear the story. This
from the
sounds really
pores and
weird.
everything, all the fucking slop that if you pour, it's usually a rubber thing. You put the shot glasses on.
Okay, I'm in.
Literally got everything on there. We we did a challenge, see who could actually drink all the bar slop out of a pint.
Ugh.
I was I was like cigarette butts in there. This guy made like $1,000 one night at the end of the night in a bar drinking the bar slop. Like
Uh,
I'm
well,
like,
I'm not judging because we do what's called the African rip snort, which is, you get a shot of tequila, you get a lime, you get salt, and you snort the salt in your nose. You take the lime, you squirt it in your eye, and then you take the shot of tequila. So that's the African rip snort.
yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody's gone blind from
Yeah,
that.
you would say, why would you do that? And you would say, great fucking question.
Exactly. Why would you drink bar slop? $1,000. Listen, John, I'm going to let you run. I wish you could make it down to Fort Lauderdale to just take a puddle jumper next week. Well, actually, this week, a couple of days.
You know, it's funny, and not to diverge from this, but people call it a puddle jumper. Puerto Rico is 1,200 miles off the coast of Florida. It's a 3-hour flight for me to
Oh,
Orlando.
is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like super close.
You and everybody else, me included, by the way, before I moved here. But then I was like, oh my God, like this is not a short flight. 3 hours. Dude, I went from San Diego to DC in 4 hours and 45 minutes. It takes me 3 hours to get to Orlando.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like half hour. I'm like, that's why I
No.
called it a puddle jumper. I mean, I know Bahamas is like a puddle jumper away.
It is. It is.
Shout out to everyone in the Bahamas that they're going through a tough one.
Yeah, big time.
I will say I did see a video of a chair, just a lounge chair, floating down a street with a dog laying in the chair.
Oh,
And I thought to myself, okay, it's a horrible disaster, but that shit's funny.
you got
I
to look for something and, some light in the clouds. But, anyways, I got to run. It was great chopping it up, brother.
appreciate you, man.
All
Stop.
right. You're going to get this recording, right?
Hold on one second. Hold on. Where the fuck is
Just
it?
hit the stop button.